Well, hello, free people of the Rocky Mountain region. This is Brandon from Free State, Colorado. Hope you're having a great 2025 so far. As you know, the state legislature just recently convened for their 120-day session, and it's so unfortunate because we have to be on guard. They're coming after our wallets, they're coming after our firearms, they're coming after our families and our businesses. But one thing I wanted to make sure you saw was that first day of the legislative session, they do a lot of business. They certify the election results from the previous election, swear all the new members in, and all of that. But some legislators, some representatives of the people, wanted to make it known that this election machine voting password leak or breach, as some people call it, is not to be forgotten. I mean, that we cannot let them sweep this under the rug. This is a serious issue where these election machine passwords were online for months at a time. We don't really know how this affected our voting this last November. The passwords were changed during active vote counting, and the Secretary of State's office tried to cover up the fact that there was a leak at all. There has not been a proper investigation. So I got to give kudos to these legislators, these representatives who are at least standing up, speaking out, and making it well known that, hey, there was an issue here that has not been addressed. This is from denvergazette.com. Some Colorado House Republicans refused to certify election results due to voting system breach. Last updated January 9th, 2025. 6 Republican members of the Colorado House of Representatives voted against certifying the 2024 election results, arguing that an error made by the Secretary of State's office, in which a spreadsheet containing passwords for the state's voting machines were posted online, meant there was no way to determine for sure whether the results were accurate. Representatives Ken DeGraaf and Scott Bottoms of Colorado Springs, Brandy Bradley of Littleton, Stephanie Luck of Penrose, Ron Weinberg of Loveland, and Representative-elect Larry Don Sukla of Cortez rejected the motion to certify the election during the first meeting of the 2025 General Assembly on January 8th. In late October, the Secretary of State's office was notified that a document containing passwords to its voting system components had been posted online earlier in the year. The document was subsequently removed and the passwords were changed. So there you go, folks. Needed to get this out there. We can't let them sweep this under the rug. And I really want you to hear what Representative DeGraaf said in his speech, in his comments there to the General Assembly over what happened. So check this out. Wanted to make sure you saw this. Representative DeGraaf uploaded it onto his X account. So check this out. Hear what he had to say. It's about a 5-minute clip here, and then I'll end it after that. So we'll see you next time, folks. But appreciate you and take care.
Of any
All
objections,
right,
we are
starting at the
going
beginning.
to
Here we
allow
go.
5 minutes for discussion of any objection to the Credentials Committee report, and then we will allow another 5 minutes for a response. Representative DeGraaf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The objections that I have is to the system in general that we have called the gold standard, and which I call the gold standard of security theater, which is actions and countermeasures that create a feeling of security among people without actually improving their safety. So what we have is we have SB 22-153 that was codified into CRS 1-13-708 that was stated plainly that any person who knowingly publishes or causes to be published passwords or other confidential information relating to a voting system shall immediately have their authorized access revoked and be guilty of a Class 3 felony, in addition to USC Code 44-3572 that makes compromising classified information an offense punishable by 5 years in jail. These, of course, are AG issues, which he has not pursued. But what we have as a problem with this, with the gold standard, which was rendered relatively worthless from its 26 May 2023 certification by a complete compromise of the BIOS passwords, which would lasted at least 4 months publicly and lasted probably by the security standards that were failed to be implemented, the federal security standards under FISMA, that had been violated for probably the duration of that time, rendering the certification effectively void. So I won't get into all that we're only given 5 minutes, but CRS 1-5-601.5, all voting systems shall meet the voting system standards. And this is to the keys to the kingdom as referred by the AG's team. And these systems were not. The system in general, before the breach on 26 May 2023, was only certified to substantially comply with the requirements of the voting system standards from 2002. Yet the CRS 1-5-601.5 states plainly that all voting systems shall meet the voting system standards that were promulgated. That means all, not some, not most, not substantially. 2002 Voting System Standards 2.2.5.2 states that election audit trails provide the supporting documentation for varying the correctness of reported election results. They present a concrete, indestructible archival record of all system activities related to the vote tally and are essential for the public confidence and accuracy. And violations of these are considered civil rights violations. So I think but yet we have a system that regularly deletes these records, a system that deletes the records of voting, which include log records, which include error messages. All of the records are specified that they must be retained. So what we have is a system that we've referred to as the gold standard, and then we say it only substantially meets those requirements. We're not told which requirements that are not met. We're just told that it's substantial, and then we have a violation of our FSMA that governs the password protection. Now, FSMA is a federal law that sets forth requirements for the security of federal information, and NIST is a federal agency that is responsible for developing and promoting the technology. NIST 800-53 is a master control set up by all state cyber and data protection laws are based. States are legally required to comport with FSMA through FIPS 199-200 in the Federal Green Book. All reference standards NIST controls for any entity receiving public funds through a contractor grant. Executive order under President Obama issued 1355-56 entitled Controlled Unclassified Information ordered that our data would be protected in accordance with this manner. And publishing that data on an unsecured website highlights
Representative DeGraaf, you have 1 minute remaining.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It highlights the lack of confidence that we can have in this system despite calling it the gold standard through which promulgating that lie. So we need to know who supplied the passwords, who supplied that. The governor illustrated quite plainly the very clear and present danger of insider threat by bypassing all levels of security, taking a partisan team and sending them past security to update and fix machines. And I think now, unless you can investigate, you can't find fraud. And what we have is a system that you can't investigate. So there's a lot more, obviously, and in a minute I'm not going to be able to cover all the citations, but the system is broken. Colorado deserves a system that works. Thank you.
Representative Bottoms, I agree to allow 5.
So I was really glad to see, these representatives, these legislators like Representative Ken DeGraaf, Scott Bottoms, Stephanie Luck, Larry Dunsukla, stand up, speak out, say, hey, listen, this is a problem. We can't just brush this under the rug. This is a major issue. But we'll be talking more later, so appreciate you. Take care, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye.